good thing about you being gone is I can watch the game all day long, and I can stretch my legs out in the bed, extra pillow underneath my head. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. I got a lot more room for my stuff, and I only have to wash one cup. I can stay up late and play my guitar, and the groceries go twice as far. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. Your girlfriends ain't ringing the phone off the wall. I never have to hear from that mother-in-law. Ain't cut the grass since the middle of June. I smoke a big cigar up in my living room. Don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. Clothes right on the floor. Let the trash pile up right by the door. Eat pizza and ice cream 3 times a day, 'cause I ain't worried about watching my weight. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. Yeah, man, just think about all the good things about you being gone. Stretch out here at home. Hey, man, come on in. Don't mind the muddy shoes on the white carpet. She ain't here. You hungry? Hey, man, I got some food if you want to eat. I got a microwave oven with little pictures on the front of it. You just pick what you want to eat and push the button, and it will cook it for you. Yeah, man, you can smoke that cigar up here in the kitchen. Just use that vase over there. Need something to drink? We got beer, bourbon, whiskey, scotch, Diet Coke, Fanta. Yeah, man, I bet you've been on the road for a minute. Bathroom's right down the hall. Switches on the left, doors on the right. Just remember to leave the lid up. Leave it up. Yes, indeed, and I'm talking about you and me, and I'm hoping you'll come back to me. And I'm lonely as I can be, and I'm praying for your well company, and I'm hoping you'll come back to me. What you gonna do when the well runs dry? You gonna run far away and hide. I'm gonna be right by your side. You pretty baby, I would even die. Walk, yes indeed, now I'm talking about how you and me, and I'm hoping you'll come back, and I'm hoping, baby, you'll come back, and I'm hoping you'll come back to me. Hey everybody, welcome to our show, Wednesday night live on YouTube, keeping it swinging. I'm your host, Brian Nova, and I'm so glad you guys could join us tonight. And who do we have? We have Jimmy Vaughn, all the way from Metropolis. James, thanks for joining us tonight. Of course, my Aunt Margaret, aloha from Hawaii. Wow, good for you, Auntie Margaret. That is, we were over there not too long ago in March, because John Connors is with us. Die! Good for you, John. Going to join us for the jazz. That's right. Anyway, what do we got to say? Well, first things and foremost, I'll do a tune for you. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh, honey, these tunes come from now on. And if you can't say anything real nice, it's better not to talk about me. That's my advice. We're walking, you go your way, I'll go mine. It's best that we do. Here's a kiss, I hope that this brings lots of love to you. Makes no difference how I carry on. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. And listen, if you can't say anything real nice, it's better not to talk about me, baby. That's my advice. We're walking, you go your way, I'll go mine. It's best that we do. Here's a kiss, I hope that this brings lots of love to you. Makes no difference how I carry on. Please don't talk about me. Please don't talk about me. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Holy moly, boy, you can tell it's a little rusty in here tonight. It's been a couple weeks since we've been on the air. And, Doc's next door. Doc and Mia, good to have you guys on board with us here. Kevin Vita. So we want to give a big shout out to all our pals at the Mirage Cigar Lounge in Rancho Mirage, California, over at the river. It's the #1 lounge here in the entire Coachella Valley, and we invite you to check it out. Go see Kevin and Mike and everybody over there at the Cigar Lounge and tell them we sent you. We also want to say a big hi out there to all our pals up in Seattle. Of course, all our friends on the east side at the Churchill Room, which is actually going down by 3. Can't believe it. I know, our pal Georgie's moving to Florida, our pal Mark's moving to Idaho, and Jeremy, who knows? Probably Montana. But anyway, we're going to miss you guys, but we know we'll keep in touch. And I want to say hi to everybody up there. Gail, Johnny, Ron, and the gang up there. Miss you guys. Also, a big shout out to all our pals at the Vertigo Club up in Seattle. I know it's been kind of roasty toasty up to you guys, so I am betting you've been enjoying yourselves, smoking lots of cigars, lots of air conditioning, and staying out of that sun. Well, it's back to normal up there, and of course it's back to normal here, which means it's like 111 outside. So, a little piggy, not a lot, but glad to have you with us this week. What else do we have to talk about coming up here? My little brother Dave's with us. Dave, good to see you. Hi there, Dave. Oh, I guess we could show you here a little bit of what we've got going here. I don't know. Let me turn on the cigar cam here. We've got, of course, the infamous cigar cam that we keep just for these purposes. This is our lovely bird of the night here. This is a Maestro del Tiempo. Yes. Say that fast 5 times. Very musical. So I thought, yes, we're going to have fun with this a little bit later. And maybe I'll do a tune from our latest CD. Our latest CD, of course, is the Brian Nova Collective, The Upside of Lonely. If you haven't gotten it, make sure you check it out. It's for sale on our website at briannova.com. That's right. We have some of our other CDs, like I Could Have Told You So. I've got 2 of my dear friends, the late great Eddie Harris on that one, and Fred Wesley, James Brown, Fred Wesley, and the JB's fame is on that CD as well. I also should, I guess while we're at it, talk about a couple of our sponsors, of course. Long Meadow Ranch with Ted and Laddie up there in beautiful Napa, St. Helena, California. We love their wines. And if you're in the South, and by the South I mean way in the South, we have Arrington Wines, way down there in lovely Nashville, Tennessee. Wines made by our dear pal Kix Brooks. Out there, Arrington Wines. Check those out while you're at it. And of course, Benedetto Guitars. We are all Benedetto all day long here at Vivify Studios. All right, I think I got most of our commercials out of the way. That's called They Can't Take That Away From Me, folks. They can't, but time can, because I'll tell you, it's been so long since we have all had a chance to sit out in front of folks and listen to them and talk to them and most importantly, play in front of them. So I'd like to, at this point, bring up my very special guest for today here. He is, he's just a wizard at everything he's ever done, everything he ever does, and I'm just so excited to have him with us. Skye Labs was one of his big founding scenarios, was founded in '75, and he is one of the acoustic recording engineer masters. He's a recording engineering credits for gold and platinum records and Grammy awards that include ACDC and A Tribute to Miles. And he has also worked and pretty much started we'll get more into it, but the record plant down in LA, which is one of the most famous recording studios in modern history. And of course, we're going to talk about some more stuff about that with Bob as he kind of explains where he was and stuff. But he and his partner did a lot of work with the great Stevie Wonder over the years, and it's just a treat. And part of all of this, he's a world-class harmonica player. He's a world-class percussionist. That means he plays congas and bongos and cha-cha-chas. But more than all that, folks, he's a really, really, really great guy, and I'm so happy to have him on the show. So we're going to bring in my pal Bob. My pal Terry. Terry, I'll let you go back to eating there. Don't worry about it, Terry.
But more than all that, folks, he's a really great guy, and I'm so happy to have him on the show. So we're going to bring in my pal Bob.
Folks, that's what happens when you're trying to run the show by yourself here. That's right. What happened to Bob? I think I lost my buddy Bob Skye. And there he is. I see Bob here. We're going to bring Bob in here now. And there he is. Thank God, Bob. We've got this figured out.
That looks
here.
like me.
It does. Yes.
Is there an engineer in
I
the
think
house?
we got this figured out here. Yes, I wish there was. How you doing, Bob? Bob?
I'm doing good. Thank you for the exemplary introduction.
Well, dude, I mean, your list of people you played with. Your list of people you played with is just ridiculous. Can I just name some of these? I mean, we're talking about Miles Davis, Dee Dee Bridgewater, Dave Mann.
These are this is my recording clients. Yeah.
Yeah, Setzer, Morrison.
Those are all my
Ozzy
clients
Osbourne.
over the year. Well, some of them.
Pearl Jam.
And all of them have a great story.
Oh, man. Well, we need to have you. And then, of course...
You may have heard of some of them.
I've heard all of them, and they've just not heard of us. That's probably the real
I haven't heard all of them.
Ah!
I don't think I've played the ACDC record all the way, the CD all the way through yet. It went multi-platinum, and I don't think I've listened to it all the way through.
No kidding.
But boy, I tell you what, some great performers and showmen, and just outstanding players. Not my musical cup of tea, but very grateful that I got to do it. And what was really interesting is they came out. It was a 3-day run through Canada, and all the guys came out to the rig to listen to it after the first night, and I realized I was the tallest guy in the group at 5'10".
Wow.
And I thought, God, ACDC, they're really compact. That's how they save money and are able to do all this stuff. But I think they play.
Two louds to a bed, eh?
Yeah. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't know. Where do you want to start?
Dude, I want to start from the beginning. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you first get introduced to music?
I call myself an LA boy, mostly to deflect the big question, Bob, what is wrong with you? I like to tell people I'm from LA, and that usually stops that conversation from going south. But I started, I was living up here. I was 2 years old, very, very busy music. No, just kidding. My mom put me in rhythm class, and I attribute a lot of that just early listening to stuff. And basically it was singing, playing, banging, various rhythm instruments. And to this day, I still, and in certain circles, the go-to tambourine player. So I'm very pleased at my early training.
Dude, just to be able to be a go-to to anything these days is a statement beyond.
So in high school, I was very active playing music. Thought that was going to be my path. Was getting into my senior year and kind of venturing off, because I won't go into the details. Let's just say I have a severe handicap when it comes to respect for authority. So my high school career was augmented.
Right.
But the upshot was that I ended up working out of my mom's garage in LA, designing and building musical instrument speaker cabinets. And one of my good friends at the time and now, Rick May, who is up in Vancouver in BC.
Vancouver.
Yeah, great bass
player.
He and Terry would have fun. But anyway, Rick, back in, I don't know if you guys, well, Terry might, but back in the 70s, the development of the bass amplifier it was like automobiles. It's like you get a new model, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And finally, what happens?
Yeah.
Well, bass amplifiers had gotten to the point where the amplifier was fine. It had kind of locked into something the size of, 3 or 4 bread boxes. But these loudspeakers had gotten to the size of major kitchen appliance.
Right. Now,
and,
I remember
and,
those.
And Rick was trying to move his rig around because he had one of those. It was the Ampeg V4B or something. Huge monster. And he was playing all these little clubs, and he says, can you do something for me? So I came up with a very small design. I utilized a 15-inch JBL loudspeaker and tuned and ported cabinet, played around with that. And I gave him one of the prototypes, and I put another prototype on the showroom floor of Ace Music on Santa Monica Boulevard. And it sold, but they wouldn't tell me who it sold to. And they said, we'll let you know if we need more. 6 months later, JBL miraculously came out with a loudspeaker cabinet called the Jubilee series. It was, well, I wasn't convinced. They just didn't say, take this apart and start building more of them.
Right.
I was mildly discouraged, but pleased that JBL thought enough of my design to do something about it. Because JBL was right over in the valley from me, so it wasn't surprising.
Gotcha.
Their guys were looking at this stuff.
I was going to figure it was Terry Miller that picked that one up.
Wasn't me. That's me.
I'm sure I'm gonna have to check your stuff, man.
Well,
so
listen, go ahead.
I ended up at a New Year's Eve party out in your territory, desert, Palm Desert maybe.
Oh yeah.
And it was I think it was Creed Taylor's son's house, because I was kind of getting mixed up with all these engineering guys and all these recording guys, and I didn't really realize it at the time. Anyway, this party wore on. It was well, that's another story. But anyway, I met a very interesting fellow named Bob Margouleff, and that's what you're seeing in that information there. That's a little bit hard to understand, and I apologize for that. I sent you a bunch of other stuff. But Bob, I was very interested in electronic music and electronic music performance and synthesizers and things. And he says, well, you have to come and see Tonto. And I said, Tonto, okay.
Say what, Kimasabi?
Yeah, and I said, okay. And he says, yeah, it's at the plant. Come down to the plant and I'll show you around. And I thought to myself, what's a plant? So, needless to say, I discovered the Plant Recording Studios, 3rd Street, and kind of became kind of somewhat of a gopher. The chief engineers and producers were Bob Margouleff and Malcolm Cecil, who were taking Stevie Wonder on his first venture out of Motown. So, Stevie had been given carte blanche to do what he wanted now. I guess Motown figured that they could trust him to maybe make another hit without making him be, formula stuff. And that's when you started to see Songs in the Key of Life and all the other stuff. That was all done at various different studios, but most of it was mixed at Record Plant LA with Bob Margouleff and Malcolm Cecil. So I was kind of running around doing stuff for them, and I think You Are the Sunshine of My Life came in at #1, and they said, okay, Bob, quick, we got it, we don't have the 45 done for it. I don't know if you guys know what 45s are. There's somebody out there.
Of course we do.
And he said, sit down here at the console. I'm sitting at the console for the first time, and I'm kind of going, oh, that's cool. We're going to mix the 45, quick, just mix it up here. So they said, well, if you want to hear just Stevie, push this button. And suddenly Stevie's vocal soloed out. And in my heart and my soul just went, sold, this is it. This is my direction. I don't understand most of it, but this is my direction. I was just so enamored with the idea of so much effort to achieve perfection through the technological advances we had and the acoustical things that were going on, and try and develop rooms where we could actually record things and make this laboratory of audio. And it was so intriguing to me. It was just that was it. And then Chris Stone, who was the owner of Record Plant LA, there was a Record Plant New York as well. Gary Kilderman was running that one. Gary was responsible for Jimi Hendrix, most notably. Great engineer. And so he and Chris Stone in LA. Chris Stone was a graduate business guy from UCLA, and he saw Gary and he says, this is a great business model. Let's make it work. Well, back in those days, studios was a great business model. Now, if you look up bad business model in the dictionary, there's a picture of a big four-room studio. Yeah, I've been there. So Chris called me into his office, and I thought, I'm either getting fired or something. He says, hey, we got a new studio we're going to be building in Sausalito. You want to go up and help us build it? And I thought about that for a second. I thought, nah, not interested. So, fast forward and going halfway around the world and working in studios in England and France and on the East Coast, and then building my mobile rig. The Plant Recording Studio Sausalito went up for sale in '86, and I don't know, either gene pool deficiency or maybe I was behind the door when they were passing out brains, but I bought it. So that's how I got to the plant. Interesting. It was a fun almost 10 years of fighting fires financially, but a lot of good stuff. A lot of great music went on. But being a music guy, I'm okay at business and I can do numbers like anybody else, but that, when it isn't where your heart is, and I've always done exactly what I've loved. So it was a bit of a long stretch, but during that time, we managed to do a lot of mobile recording, which was really the thrust of what Skylab's developed into. That was from 1974, I think, when I left Record Plant LA. And ended up building a little private studio up in Plumas County, and recording the locals. And then I ended up in radio. Anyway, so back to the Bay Area, finally after a 10-year hiatus out of California. So native California, native Californians, raise your hand. Oh, I guess I'm it. There's got to be somebody out there.
Well, let's
anyway.
bring in, I'll tell you what. Let's bring in a native California here.
Yeah,
we've got another one that's dying to come in here and just, you know, we got the wonderful Terry Miller here with
Terry.
us.
Hey guys, native California. I'm native South Dakota.
Oh, that's right. Okay, thanks. I'm gonna take you back out of here, Terry. Yeah.
Same thing.
It's the same. It's the same. Exactly the same. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I got a question for Bob Skye.
What's your question, Terry?
My question is, okay, analog or digital? What do you prefer?
It's my opinion has evolved as I have received more data. In the beginning, it was problematic, and the standing joke with most analog guys, when people would say, well, you know, what's wrong with digital? And because of bit rates and sample rates and everything else, the response was, there is nothing wrong with digital audio.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's evolved to a point where, you know, dithering and sample rate, you know, oversampling and all that stuff, the technology, we passed that. So
I think we did too. Yeah. Yeah.
But I gotta say, I think my best work and the stuff that I was most comfortable with, you know, when you're doing a project, was still back in the analog days for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It just it warmed. It felt better. If it was kind of out of whack, it made its own little nice fuzzy musical noise, and it didn't crack and crackle at you.
Right. I missed that too. You know, you were talking about the Miles. You know, I mean, all of his records. I remember getting those, and there'd be those. It's like, okay, that's a goof. There's a clam. There's a mistake. You know, but it was part of it. It really made the song. And now the stuff that comes out so clean, and then, you know, of course you go hear people live, and I'm like, that's not what I heard. You know,
no, and that's
joke. You fix anything.
Yeah. So my affinity for following shiny objects made it very apparent that doing remote recording was really my forte, because I work really well under pressure, but until there's pressure, I have no impetus to do anything. So the idea that when you prepare, you get to the gig, you make sure everything is set up, you make sure everything works, and when downbeat happens, you're on. It's on. It's real musicians playing real instruments in real time, which is that's the way I like to work. And you know, it's one of my favorite axioms besides never do a complicated mix on a console that's on fire. But the upshot is that and I agree with you. I am not getting the sense that the art has changed. It's just changed. I don't know if it's better or worse. Do I enjoy it? Yeah. But I sat on a big design panel one time at the Audio Engineering Society convention, and I realized that I was sitting down a panel of like 6 guys that were like the head of ESPN, the engineering department, the head of the cooking channel, which, believe it or not, has a huge audio video recording thing, and that's try and make a sound stage with fire-approved fans in the studio that don't make noise, and it's just nutty. But so the question that went down was in what you're saying is that, you know, the question came from the audience: who are we designing studios for? What is the format we should be mixing to? Because there was a lot of talk about 5.1 and 7.1, and now we've gone to 12.1 and spatial stuff. I said it's all great, and it got down to me, and I realized that I was the comic relief for all this, because I was just, you know, another consultant. So I looked out at these 650 shining engineering faces, and Bob, what do you think? I said, danger, Will Robinson. Here we go. And out of my pocket, I pulled my earbuds. And I said, 98% of your listeners are going to listen on these.
Right.
So if you go whatever these guys say, but if it doesn't work on these, you haven't made it.
Right.
And that's where it was. Oh, MP3s are terrible, but it's not there. But I listen to it.
Right. Exactly.
Not because I like it, because it's convenient and it's cheap, and that seems to be the main factor. So analog or digital,
least resistance.
Now, it's all digital.
Were you at the plant when Huey Lewis did the sports record with Jim Gaines?
I bought it right after that. But Huey and his crew remained a good client. I'm looking at a D50 keyboard over here that was Sean Hopper's. So I knew all those guys and great guys, and so torn up about Huey's hearing issues. That's
that's so sad.
Horrible thing. I don't wish that on anybody.
Just talked to Marvin McFadden, and I asked him. I just said, "So what's going on with Huey?" And he said, "He's done. He's just done.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
it's a new page. Yeah."
Yeah.
But anyway, so Huey had just finished up that. Matter of fact, I was doing remote stuff on the East Coast. And I was probably setting up the rig, listening to the sports album. And Jim Gaines, who recorded that, also became a good client and friend, regular at the plant, until he moved back to Memphis. Right. Great engineer. I loved his style, his methodology.
I got $1 million. Okay, so did you ever record Buddy Miles?
Oh God!
If you did, then you recorded me, because I was with that guy before they sent him to prison.
Well, I think the biggest interchange I had with Buddy was when he showed up at my door at the studio and said, "I need to borrow $100, and can I use your bathroom?" So I just want everybody, all the listening audience out there, to know this is how hit records are made. So I gave him the $100, let him use the bathroom, and then I had to. I forget who his producer was at the time. Maybe you remember. He was in Idaho, I think. And I called him. Right. I said, "You owe me $100," and he says, "It's in the mail." He said, "Does he look okay?" I said, "Yeah." I when I was a kid, I had pictures of Buddy Miles on my wall, and I think we had a cleaning lady that would come in. She would not clean my room. She did not like Buddy Miles. That was like gris. It was like, nah.
Oh my God!
But speaking of which, that was probably what I did a lot of in the Bay Area was gospel recordings, and those were fun.
Really.
Oh yeah!
I bet you're going to say
out
loan
of control.
$100 and have a public restroom.
Man, that's so.
Yeah, we got to segue from that. Sorry. Yeah, that's what big world-class recording studios are for.
Yeah, the gospel thing in the Bay Area is just absolutely huge. I did some work over at Spirit Wind with this guy Joe Lynn, and I got a feeling maybe you've worked with him too. But it's
possible.
Man, it's a shift, man. The gospel world is massive. A lot of people don't realize how big it is, but it's and they got the budget.
I did a lot of Hawkins stuff. So both Hawkins brothers on separate projects. Yeah. And I even slipped in. They said, "Bob, you know anybody who plays congas? We need congas on this." I said, "Yeah."
As a matter of fact,
maybe I do. Well, then that's how. I don't know if you guys remember the old commercials like Levi's Blues or California Raisins commercials from the late 80s, early 90s.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's
was that Buddy Miles?
Buddy, I may have done one of them, but that that was Mark Keller.
It was Mark Keller.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Cohen.
He had a studio right down the street from the plant, didn't he? An art studio.
Right across the street from Studio D. Across the parking lot. But we built them a room. They were there in the plant for a couple of years. I built them a custom room called Boomtown. So if you ever see Mark Keller wearing a T-shirt that says Boomtown on it, that's it.
That's what it is. Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow.
So that, a lot of fun. That was a great room. And who was the engineer there? That was worked for CBS. Did all the early Santana stuff. In Native American descent. He's not a son, Carlos. I can't. Sorry, I'm having a senior moment. Let me roll that tape back and see if I any of my memories on that.
Well, listen, Bob. Why don't you think about that? And I'm going to play a tune by a different Carlos Reyes, that we've got queued up here, and then we'll come back and you can figure out who that person of mystery, that man of mystery was.
Absolutely.
Here's a video with the inevitable Carlos Reyes, Terry Miller, which, by the way, was Terry's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Terry.
Yay!
Yay! Happy birthday.
And
97 again. Yeah.
Exactly. So check it out. Here's Carlos. Here we go, Carlos. Beautiful, Carlos.
Okay.
There you go.
Ta-da!
How about that? Ta-da! We're back
Fantastic.
with Bob Skye and Terry Miller.
Yay, Bob Skye. So
Hey.
I just heard from Brett Strader that you mixed something for him, and he was just going ballistic. He goes, man, it's the best mix I've ever gotten in my life. So big kudos from Brett Strader to Bob Skye.
Yeah, well, yeah, coming from Brett, that's, he's got ears, and he's a demanding guy.
He does.
But he knows, he knows his stuff. I
he
have
does.
a great deal of respect for that guy.
Yeah, I do too.
Even if he does yell at the keyboard player.
He does that
I'm
quite
kidding.
a bit. Yeah. No, he yells at me too. It's okay.
So our pal Leo says Fred.
Oh yeah, Fred Cotero.
Fred
And thanks,
Cotero.
Leo. Yeah, Fred Cotero was a staff engineer in New York with CBS, and he did the first. I mean, for years of knowing Fred, he was to say, "Up, got another $1.39," and I said, "What?" Yes, that was the royalties for the original Santana album.
Wow.
And yes, and this is like 20 years later, and I thought,
Jeez.
awesome, good for you. Get a couple of those, we can get a beer.
That's right.
Oh, man. Holy cow. Yeah.
But Fred
money.
was great. Fred had really, really good ears, and just innate sense of, yes, that's right, no, that's not right, but was just so easygoing, so easy to work with. He taught a lot locally here in the Bay Area. I don't know if he still does. I see he's still up on, a lot of Google stuff, but then so's Walter, who we were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. But Walter Afanasieff, who is another great talent, who came through the plant, and doing Mariah Carey and Michael Bolton. And I gotta relate just one story. One other guy who was good friends with Walter was Kenny G. And I know my jazz friends are like, there's a gag reflex thing going with some of them, and you should be ashamed of yourself for all of those who are saying, Kenny G, that's not jazz. Anybody who makes $5 million a year more than I do is okay with me. And Kenny used to sneak into the studio, kind of this incognito thing, and my office was right off the main hallway. and it was like some cartoon character with his long hair and stuff. And he would put his head horizontally around the door frame, and he'd say, "Hi, Bob. Is Walter in?" And I'd say, "Yeah, Studio C, go." And he's just the friendliest guy, the nicest guy. And
who are we talking about?
Kenny G.
Kenny G.
Oh, Kenny Gorlick, you mean?
Yeah.
See, shame on you.
You know what, though, man?
Kenny and I grew up together.
I tell you,
in
the day, man.
I used to play bat mitzvahs with him back in the day. Kenny's a good player, and he's a great guy. I don't mean to pick on him.
Yeah.
Kenny Jihad, we used to call him.
Smart as they come.
Well, you know, he was actually economics major at UW. Yeah, he's a smart.
Yeah, he says, if I play this note long enough, I can make a great living. See, that's economics.
Yeah.
I think he just plays the notes thinking about, I wonder how much money I'll make in this next note. He just kind of says, it's like this little thing just.
Okay, we're making fun of him now.
4,000. Okay. 5,000. 6,000.
Not nice.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's a good guy. So let's see. So I made it to the plant after doing 10 zillion remote recordings, and then we kind of reached a new pinnacle of financing at the plant. My partner said, "Hey, how do you want to figure this?" And I said, "Let's use the OUT program." In which case, he bought me out. So I happily left, took my mobile facility, and went on to have a couple of my best years ever. And in no small part to my affiliation with all the people in the Bay Area. I mean, when I got here, I was immediately contacted by NARIS, and I joined NARIS. And my biggest proponent and inductee was Leslie Ann Jones. She called up and introduced herself and said, "You got to come down. You got to be a part of this." And she was right. And it was a wonderful, supportive thing for the music in the Bay Area, and NARIS in general, which has seen some tough times, but it's all a popularity contest in one way or another that we as musicians can't get away from. But hey, we do what we do, and we hope somebody likes it.
We do too.
It's like all art.
Hey, listen, I need to do one more commercial here, Bob. Hold on. Can you stay with this for a second? So this here is, of course, let me see what we're doing here. Here we go. So this one here, as you guys, most of you out there know already, Terry and I are hosting a jazz festival up in the San Juan Islands coming up here in just 2 months. So
yes, we are.
We hope that you guys will check it out. And here's a little info on it for those of you that are just new to the whole scene.
Just you, just me. Let's find a cozy spot to cuddle and woo. Just us, just we. I've missed an awful lot. My trouble is you. Whoa, gee, what are your charms for? What are my arms for? Use your imagination. Just you, just me. I'll tie a lover's knot around wonderful you. you, just me. Let's find a cozy spot to cuddle and move. Just us, just we. I've missed an awful lot. My trouble is you. Whoa, gee, what are your charms for? What are my arms for? Use your imagination, just you, just me. Let's find a cozy spot. I've missed an awful lot. I'll tie a lover's knot around wonderful you.
Well, there you go, folks. A little ad about that, and of course, I would be remiss if I would not tell you that all those wonderful graphics and programs are being put together by my partner in crime, Terry Millered over here, birthday boy himself. Terry, thank you very much for that.
Absolutely, iMovie. Thank you.
Yeah, he, we wanted to send it out and have it done professionally, but it was going to cost over $500,000 and.
Yeah.
Terry says I can do it for half that. So we thought, what the heck? We'll give it a try. Yeah. You be the judge. You be the judge. Hey, Bob, I got another question for you. You're a world-class sailor. You've sailed all over the place. Where in the world have you found time to do that?
Pandemic, Brian.
Pandemic.
What did you do during the pandemic? Well, I tried very hard to make music, and Beb and I are rebuilding the boat. So that's what we're doing.
What's your boat?
What got you into sailing? Yeah, what you got?
Sailing. God, that goes back almost as far as music. But I don't know, just another innate thing that feels good, that is all, there's a lot of left brain in it, but it really is an inspiration to right brain people that have emotion. Sailing is a wonderful zen. And it makes the shiny objects a lot duller for me, so I focus more.
What kind of boat?
Being out on the water is great. Bev and I have a Mariner 40, which is a big William Garden classic design.
Wow!
Originally
nice
designed in 1965. This is a 1970 version of it.
Wow!
So it's
beautiful.
It's already 51 years old.
Oh my gosh! Where is it birthed?
It's here in Point Richmond in the Bay Area. It's about a mile from the house, maybe 0.9.
Nice.
At our little yacht club. We belong to a little yacht club. It's very, very tiny. It even has an honor bar, which I particularly like, because if I get too honorable, I can just walk home.
Put a little honor in your step.
Too fun.
But the sailing, Bev and I will probably take off next year for a couple of years and go do some coastal cruising.
Wow.
Probably go up through Alaska, spend a year, maybe two up there. But if not, we'll zip down and catch the fall season, head down to Mexico. We have property in Baja, so we'll probably retire.
Okay.
But how often I will leave to come back to make music with you guys will probably be frequent.
Well, we certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. Hey, Bob, I can't thank you enough for coming on with us tonight and sharing a little bit of your story. We can't wait to get you back on here. We're taking a 2-week break because we've all got things to do for the next 2 weeks. But when we get back, we're full bore, full blast on, and want to get you on here and get some music with you this next time.
Let's do some harmonica stuff.
Do some harmonica and sing a little bit, maybe. That'd be great.
Okay.
I know I'm in.
Deal.
I'm sure Terry. We can convince Terry.
Hey,
Terry, you in?
Count me in for $500,000. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
My partner in crime. Doesn't get any easier than that.
Yeah.
All right, Bob.
Hey,
take care
Brian.
of yourself. Say it,
Really
Bev, and
appreciate
we'll
the
talk
invite.
to you soon.
Okay, Bob.
All right. Take care.
Pleasure.
All right, Bob. Man,
So
that's so
fun,
nice.
talented man.
He is a talented guy, He is a talented guy.
Yes. And a good guy. Very good guy.
Dude,
Knows his stuff, man. He knows
does
his
know
stuff.
his stuff.
Yep, he's worked with them all. So.
Well, I'll
Very
tell you,
cool.
we're going to have to get him back on in the real soon.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, play some tunes with him.
Play some tunes with him, and of course, when we come back, we're going to have some all new episodes of the Cooking with Dan Gordon series.
Yeah.
Dan's a little hog-tied right now, but we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Hey Terry, again, happy birthday. What'd you do for your birthday yesterday?
Oh my gosh, went to my favorite sushi bar. Fantastic, absolutely fun. And then just hung around with the family, watched some movies and just relaxed. Took a day off. It was nice.
Sounds perfect. Sounds perfect.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, good times. Really good times. So cool, man.
Cool, bro. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us again, folks out there. Terry, on behalf of Terry and myself, we're really glad to have you with us. And remember, whatever happens out there, remember just to try to keep it swinging. Keep it swinging.
NASCAR Barbie. In the box. Original. Never been opened. Eat your heart out.